If you have a vehicle and you're looking to make some money, this is the video for you.
Hello, honey bun.
Hello, my honey buns. It's your gal Lou, or you can call me Miss Honey. And as always, today I am bringing you resources, okay? I'm giving you some ways that you can run it up now using your vehicle. All right, so we're going to talk about 7 different ways that you can start making money using your vehicle. And I'm talking about legitimate ways. This is not one of those videos that's selling your dreams and telling you, hey, you can make some money. Like, no, this is actually legitimate ways that you can run it up and make money. So number 1 is being a medical courier driver. If you are not new to my channel, then I'm sure you have seen my videos talking about doing medical deliveries and things of that sort. However, for my people that are not familiar with that, or have not seen those videos, let me get you hip and up to speed really quick. One of the most profitable ways to make money using your vehicle is by being a medical courier. And basically what a medical courier does is transport things like lab samples, medical equipment, prescriptions, and even blood and specimens. A more serious scale, you could even find yourself doing organ deliveries, so from one location to the next. So understand that it is a serious job, but you're able to do it in your own vehicle and make money. This isn't like food delivery. It's going to pay much more. All right, so you're able to average $2,000 or more per week doing medical courier work. You can choose to work through apps, or you can go with direct contracts. And you don't need a fancy car. It just has to be reliable, okay? And many companies, they'll tell you what year or model, not model, but what year is the oldest. I know a lot of companies don't want your car to be older than 12 years. However, it just really depends on the company. If you'd like more information about making money as a medical courier, I definitely recommend that you check out the other videos that I have on my channel. I have multiple videos going more in detail, more in depth. Also, down in the description of this video, I have links to my medical courier ebooks, okay? Those are going to give you a play-by-play, all the steps to start getting money as a medical courier. And my ebooks are super cheap, by the way, so you're not spending an arm and a leg for it, okay? It's like the price of a Chick-fil-A meal. Just for the price of a Chick-fil-A meal, you can literally start making thousands with your vehicle. All right, now the second way, this is a really, really good one. Rent your car out on Turo. If you are someone that you genuinely do not need your car every single day of the week, this is going to be perfect for you. So if you have a flexible schedule, or you have a schedule set up to where there's just certain days that you don't need your car, you are missing out and leaving money on the table. Turo basically lets you rent your car out to people, kind of like Airbnb. You know how you can get on Airbnb and host your apartment or any, property that you have ownership over? You can do the same thing with your vehicle. And guess what? Even if you're paying a car note on your vehicle, you can still rent it out on Turo. Just by renting your car out a few days on, you can make your car note money. Like, it gets like that, y'all. It really does. There are people making 6 figures or more renting cars out on Turo, and it's something that you can actually scale and create a full business, okay? So most people I know, they start out with 1 car on Turo, maybe like their personal vehicle, just to kind of get their feet wet, and then before you know it, they have a fleet of vehicles. And I can tell you from personal experience, as someone that has spent lots of money using Turo, I've rented a lot of cars just this year alone, okay? I have made some people some money. I have. But you know what? I didn't mind spending the money because, for one, I'm the type of person, I'm always thinking strategically, okay? So 9 times out of 10, if I'm spending money, it's because I'm going to make money from spending it. And so what I was doing was renting people's cars on Turo, and I would keep them for days or mostly a week a lot of the times, and I would run up my money in those rentals, okay? I was running up money in those rentals. I was getting money. I was, having fun and things too, but I was getting money in those rentals, okay? And so, yeah, this is like something that you can truly treat as a full business. I'm actually considering getting into it myself and renting vehicles out on Turo. But yes, you can pick the price that you want to rent your vehicle out for. You know, there's a lot of people that's doing like $100 something a day or more. It just kind of is like a case by case thing and a market type of thing. So you have to kind of get on there and do your research, see what similar vehicles are renting out for on Turo, and then you want to do your pricing like that. Okay, and so the nicer the car is, the more you can charge for it. The higher demand the car is, the more you can charge for it. You know, and then there's so many different fees that you can add on. You can have prepaid gas fees so that they don't have to worry about that. Some people even have coolers and different things that they offer and charge money for that. You can charge cleaning fees if, you know, someone brings the car back and it's not up to your standards. You can charge them for that. It's just so many ways to run it up on Turo. Now, hear me out. For my people that don't have a vehicle, but 9 times out of 10, if you clicked on this video, you do have a vehicle. I'm probably going to do a separate video about this, but if you don't have a vehicle, but you have a little bit of money to spare right now, rent you a car on Turo and do some gig work in that car. Get out here and run some money up in that car. I'm telling you. And it's a good hustle. So that was number 2. Number 3, food delivery. So I'm talking Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. These are some quick and easy ways to start making money immediately. You can choose your schedule. They have flexible same-day options and on-demand options where you can just get on the app at any time and make money. And you can stack with multiple apps. And stacking with multiple apps means you're using 2 apps at a time or 3 apps at a time. When I was doing food delivery, I would have my Uber app on and my DoorDash app on, and just kind of going back and forth, whichever one is giving me a better offer at the time. If I pick up an order on DoorDash, I'm going to pause Uber, or if I pick up an order on Uber, I'm going to pause DoorDash. But I just kind of go back and forth to see which one is giving me the best offers. Typically Uber was giving me the best offers. Also, dinner time, you can really truly run it up. The tips are bigger, the orders are bigger, you can make more money for less miles. But you know, if you can get out early enough and do breakfast and then hit that lunch crowd and that dinner crowd, you're guaranteed to make you over $100, okay? And so that's another way to run it up. And now a lot of these apps are offering not just food delivery, but groceries as well. So you'll notice on like Uber Eats and DoorDash where you can pick up orders when you shop and get groceries for people. And oftentimes those orders pay really well, and the customers don't even have a lot of things that they're getting. Some people are just getting a handful of items from the grocery store, and they live down the street, but they don't have a vehicle, or they may not be feeling good that day. And so that's another way for you to make the money. And I'm telling you, you can make a full income doing food delivery. It's just about strategy, and that is something that sometimes people don't understand. If you have no strategy, your money will look funny. If you accept every single order that comes through, your money will look funny and you will be burnt out. You need to have a strategy. You need to have a set amount of money that you plan on making for the day. You need to kind of get familiar with the areas and have set routes. Also have a minimum order amount that you're going to accept, and pay attention to the orders. Look at the amount that is paying versus the miles. Pay attention to all those things. You know, don't go too far of a distance. Also, why are you accepting orders that's like under $10? You know, it's just so many different things, moving factors that will determine how much money you can make doing deliveries. And you just have to be business minded and make sure that every move you make makes sense. Move smarter, not harder. Okay, so there could be someone that gets more deliveries than you, but they're making less money than you and doing more work than you because they have no strategy. Then you can take someone that is more strategic in their approach and they make more money. You may have more idle time and sit in your car a little bit longer waiting on decent orders, but you're only taking decent orders and your money stacks up with you doing less work, you know? You can be sitting in your car reading a book, writing out plans, writing out budgets, different things while you're waiting on decent orders to come through, versus feeling like you have to accept every single order in order to be busy. Okay, and I'm telling y'all from personal experience. And a lot of these apps, you can get paid the same day. So if you are in a bind and you need the money, it's great to have them in place. It truly is. They can really save you in some serious situations. All right, number 4 is going to be grocery delivery. Okay, so we have apps like Shipt and Instacart, and like I said, now sometimes you'll see grocery orders on apps like Uber Eats. However, it's not the majority of orders, okay? But on Shipt and Instacart, you will see that that's pretty much what it is. And those orders typically pay more as well because they are grocery delivery. All right, so that is just another great way to run it up. Once again, everything that I told you when it came to Uber Eats and DoorDash will apply with Shipt and Instacart. Have a strategy. Be strategic about what orders you're accepting and how you're doing these deliveries. Number 5, Amazon Flex. So a lot of the times when you are getting packages delivered from Amazon, you might just think that these are just warehouse workers. These are people that just drive the Amazon trucks. Or you may have noticed, especially if you have a Ring camera, that sometimes these people are driving their own vehicles. They may have a little vest on or they may not, but they're not always driving those big Amazon trucks, and that's because they're probably an Amazon Flex driver. So with Amazon Flex, you get paid to deliver packages using your own personal vehicle. And this setup is more similar to like Uber and DoorDash, okay? So it's more along the lines of gig work. And you can accept blocks and have scheduled blocks where you may be working, let's say from, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., or you'll see different blocks like 5 to 8, and it'll tell you the amount that you're going to get paid for that time block. And so you'll go pick up your packages for that block, and then you'll just be delivering, and you're going to get paid that amount that they told you. And so you may see the block pays $120 or the block pays, $170. It just depends. Okay, number 6, you can offer local moving and hauling services. So this is going to be good for my people that you've got a big body vehicle. Okay, I'm talking about you may have a SUV, a pickup truck, or even a hatchback. You can really make money helping people move. There's so many people that need help moving, and you can find them on Facebook Marketplace. So you can use freelancing apps like Fiverr, Thumbtack, and you can charge for small apartment moves, furniture delivery, Facebook Marketplace pickups, or even appliance transport. All right, number 7, mobile advertising. Yes, you heard that right. There are companies that will pay you to use your own personal vehicle to advertise their services. There's platforms like Rapify, Carvertise, and Nicolytics. And they pay you monthly just to drive as you normally would, but your car will be wrapped in their advertisement for whatever their company is, or for whatever company is paying for the advertisement at the time. And they'll typically pay hundreds per month. And basically your car is like a rolling billboard. All right, y'all. So listen, those are the 7 different ways that you can start making money using your vehicle. Now, I do want to say, I know more ways to make money using your vehicle, but this video would have been like an hour long if I tried to fit them all into this video. However, if you do want more ways to make money using your car, I got you. I can definitely make another video with more options for you, okay? However, what I do want to say is you can combine multiple different ways that I mentioned in this video to run the money up, okay? So you could do renting your car out on Turo some days. The days that it's not booked up for rentals, you could be doing some deliveries. And then, of course, if you get on as a medical courier, oh, baby, you're going to be bringing in that money, okay? Or you can have some days where you're doing Shipt. And throughout all of that, you could also look into the advertisements. It's just so many ways that you can do it, and with these ways you're not boxed in. You can actually combine them, okay, to have those multiple sources of income using your vehicle. And the money that you're making can pay for you another car, okay? And so you can have a car that you love, that you don't use for gig work, that you don't use for work at all, and it can get to the point where you have a vehicle that's just to make you money. And then you have your fun vehicle, the one that you love, the one that you're not going to rent out, the one that you don't want to run the mileage up on, you know? Either way it goes, what I want to say is, in this video, and I try to stress this to people so much, we live in a day and age where we are truly fortunate to have so many different options, so many different unconventional ways to make money, okay? There's just so many resources available to us that were not available 10 or 20 years ago, okay? And so no matter what type of lifestyle you come from, your background, your education, you have options. You do not have to sit in an office all day. You do not have to sacrifice your morals. You know, there's ways to make money out here and to run it up. Or even while you are working on getting a certain career that you want, but maybe it requires education, maybe it requires certain skills and traits. While you're working on that, these options are available for you to run it up. These options are also available for you to use this money to go, I don't know, have fun, play money, want to start your own business. These are some ways to get into starting your own business. And one thing I love about gig work, it's going to let you know if you might even be ready for that or not, because it's going to take discipline. No one's watching you. No one's standing over you all day telling you what to do and telling you to get your work complete and telling you to make your money. It's up to you to get out here and make your money when you're doing gig work. And so if you don't have discipline to do gig work, then you probably won't. You're probably not ready to have your own business, because you have to have discipline. And so this is a great way to get your feet wet if that's something that you're looking to get into one day. But long story short, y'all, I hope that you found this video helpful. As always, lock in and subscribe if you haven't, because I have so many helpful videos on the way. And hey, if you haven't already, hype this video up. Give this video a big fat hype so that it can reach more people and help more people get this money. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.